Hello all, welcome back. This is Babu Krishna. Now let us resume talking about the Linux shell scripting. In the last session, we have seen up to the conditional statement shell scripting. So now we'll see the next one, which is nothing but loops or iterative statements or repetitive statements. So to begin with, we'll open the relevant documents, notes and all. Then we will start our discussion. So let me give me a second to open the relevant document. So I open the notes and the presentation. Of course, the presentation will come to the last when we cross check whether we have missed anything or we need to cover. Yeah. So now unit 5, this part of unit 5, session 1. Okay, so this is whatever the repetitive or iterative or loops in a simple terms. So means what, if you want to do a process in like no n times actually, then you will be using the loop. So let us assume, as we have seen in the previous sessions, like let us assume you have a student and you want to grade a student. You will be taking the marks and all, and you will be grading a grade or whatever the grade how it will be. So as per that, you will be grading. But if let us assume if you want to do that one for n students, then what you will do actually? So that is nothing but a repetitive statement. Means for one student you will do that, and for the next student you will repeat that one like that. But there are instances like some students are not present or only the less than the strength of the class, then that is a different thing, which is nothing but the loop control. We'll see that one after these statements. So now we'll see the repetitive statement. So let me open the like, to just save the time, I already have the PDFs ready with that. Then we will see. So now before going that, what are the loops available in the shell scripting, we will see actually. So first one is like whatever the foreign loop. Okay, foreign loop. And you have whatever in the like no for loop we can say actually. So for loop we will say, so in the for loop you have two things, something called for loop and then usual foreign loop, usual for loop actually. So this usual for loop, it is available in bash, but generally that is usually people will be using in the foreign loop actually, and it is little different from the for loop. We'll see that. Now second one is whatever the while loop, which is our general any and other programming language, it will come while the condition is true, this loop will begin, and it will iterate, and if the condition become false, it will come out of that. And the same thing like until loop. See, the until loop is similar to the while loop, only except that until becomes true. Means what, this loop will be looping if the condition is false. If the condition becomes true, then it will come out, just opposite to the while loop, nothing else. So now let us see with a black diagram whatever these loops. Like while loop, if you see this one, first it will start, and then if you have a condition, if the condition is true, it will execute set of statements, and then it will keep on doing the condition when until condition becomes false. So let us assume if the condition doesn't become false, then it will fall into infinite loop. It will keep on going, and there is no way that it will come out of this loop. So if it is infinite loop, uh, like no, certain things went wrong or something. So you need to rectify that, and you have a process to kill that also. You open another terminal and you get the process which is running that, and then you can terminate the process. Okay, so now this is the thing. So as you see in the flow diagram, at certain point of the thing, the set of statements will make the condition becomes false actually. So that's what, it will become false and it will execute for the next set of statements. Means set of statements only making the condition false after required number of iterations. So this is the while loop. So if you say take the same thing until loop, it is just a reverse. Okay, so what is the thing, the condition is false, then it will keep on looping actually. Means until condition becomes true, that's what. Like this while is while condition is true, this one is until condition becomes true. So that is the difference. So just a label is difference, and the code is also same. Only thing is it will run when the condition is false, and if condition is true, it will come out and it will do the next set of statements. So this is the syntax how you will be doing the same thing. The set of statements should make the condition become true at certain point of time. Otherwise, it will also become an infinite loop. Same, while condition is true, do this, and then while condition becomes true, until condition becomes true, you need to do. Means while condition is false. In simple term, if condition is false, like that. This is the while and until. Now this is the for loop. This is usual for loop actually. This is not a for loop. So usual for loop, like start, you have the initialization and then condition. If the condition is true, like it will do the set of statements and then update expression and keep on going to the condition. This label is wrong actually. Here it is not true. This is false actually. So this is a certain like no mistake here. So this is false actually. So if the condition is false, then it will come next set of statements actually. Okay, so this is the syntax. So you have the double braces and initialization, condition, update expression, maybe like positive or negative. I want to go from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1, it depends actually, and do set of statements and next set of statements. So this is brief about the how the conditions will be executed actually, means how the loops will be executed based on the condition. Now let us open our terminal and let us do certain samples actually. So now maybe shell samples I have. Okay, so let me create like directory called loops. So now let us do this one, like we'll let us do with for in loop or traditional for loop. Maybe for loop we will see. So this is traditional for loop. You no need to have in the shell script. You can directly do in the command line as well. So now let us do to print from 1 to 10 actually. So counter less than or equal to 10. Simple. This is plus plus or whatever. And if the syntax as we have seen is do and done actually. So I need to print whatever the counter. So first counter will be 1, and then the then it will come the condition 1 less than or equal to 10 true. Then it will print this echo, and then again counter 2, like that it will keep on going. Maybe I don't want to print in separate line, I want to print in the same line. So I will say like this, echo minus n, and then this is done. Okay, so because the end of the for loop, and I want to give empty new line after this. So that's what I've given. So let us execute that. So change mode u plus x for loop. So now if I say whatever the for loop, you have this. Now let us assume the same thing we will do from 10 to 1. 1 2 3 4 5. So I just say I am copying this whatever the this many lines, and 1. So like condition should be true, means 10 less than 1 will be false actually. So 10 greater than or equal to 1 means 10 greater than 1 true. So if you want to also print 1, so I need to put equal to. If you don't want to print 1, like you can, maybe you can remove this and then you can make it as a 0. You can say greater than 0 also. So maybe we will do like this, or you can also say whatever greater than equal to that one. So or you can also say counter greater than equal to 1. Either way it is okay. So okay, now we will print this one. So if you see this one, it is printing from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1. So now let us copy this, and then for in loop we will test actually. So this for in loop is for I will remove all these maybe. So now let us assume what is this for in loop actually. So for the same thing, the for in loop means for value in certain sequence. So it is syntax is like this. So let us assume I have certain numbers actually. Okay, so means each reiteration it will come. So value first one will become 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Like that the value will be each time it will be coming to the value. It will be working for n values actually. But why we need to do like this? If you have general for loop, yes, that is true. But let us assume I have some random numbers. I want to do processing for these numbers. Maybe assume that these are marks or something like that. Okay, so then in that case, how you will do? You cannot do usual for loop because the numbers generated are not sequential. So in that case, you will be using the for in loop actually. So means you are executing that thing for n values actually. Now I am doing a little different first echo minus n, and everything I'm putting in the string. In the earlier case, I am printing the variable and attach it the string concatenation I did. So either way it is okay. So now this one you can do with numbers. This you can also do with strings. So let us assume I will do with strings. Okay, in this is my string. Assume that like this I have done, or welcome to whatever, welcome to shell scripting. So each time what it will happen, my string will contain like each word actually. So for in loop means like in a sentence, I want to process each word. Maybe I want to count number of characters in the word, or I want to make it upper letters, or whatever it is actually. So you are processing this, and you are getting one time each thing. So same thing, you are processing 5 elements, and you are getting each one in each iteration. And this is ideally these things you can move into the arrays, and you can do this one. So once we see this arrays, you can enhance this one, making this thing into the arrays, then it will be more quite meaningful. But see, since we have not yet seen, the arrays will come next. We will see that one in the at the time of arrays. Okay, so now I have this one and echo done, right? So let us assume for in loop we will test. So if you see this one, I have whatever the welcome to shell scripting actually. So I am given a space, that's what it is giving you that. So let us assume I want to give some dollar like that actually instead of space, so that you know that one it is working like no, every time it is taking the dollar for that. And of course I think I was given the space also. Okay, so maybe, right? So now if you see this one, it is like processing each string actually. You can do the string concatenation. So let us assume I say, maybe result one, I will see, I will show you in multiple ways. So result two also, let us do this string concatenation. So I say result one equal to dollar result one, then string concatenation I am doing, just I am making that one side by side, which will not give any space. Maybe I can also do plus equal to, then whatever the my string actually. So you can do in a multiple ways. So let us print. After that we have did the string concatenation. Now let us print that one. Result one string is dollar result one, and echo dollar result two string is dollar result two. So plus equal to string concatenation actually. So what we are doing is a string concatenation. So like we are not giving any space, that's what it is, not giving any space. So if you want to give space, multiple ways you can do. So I just say something like this space. Okay, so here also if you want to do with a space, you can just say like this actually. You don't use plus because string concatenation will not work with plus actually. So result to string is whatever it is given, welcome to shell scripting. So I can show you here. So I say s1 is welcome, okay, s2 welcome to, s3 is shell, s4 scripting. So if you want to do a concatenation, you need to just say s1 s2 s3 side by side, you need to put, that's it, nothing else you will do. Then echo dollar result, it will give you that. But let us assume you don't want to do that. So you want to maybe s1 you want to add something plus like this actually. So right, so then it will be giving you whatever space for only s1 actually. So now if you want to add for s2, so s2 in this result string also you can add actually. So let us assume s1 you have the space, and then whatever after s2 you need to give a space, this one you need to give a space. Okay, so yeah, whenever you give a space actually, you need to give within whatever the double quotes entire thing, otherwise it will not be able to recognize. Otherwise you need to uh, create a space in the double quotes. Either way it is fine. So if you see this one, we have the space actually. So that's what the for in loop. So for in loop is generally how you will be processing, like processing word in a sentence, or processing numbers in a set of numbers like that. So that is whatever the for in loop. So we will take whatever the for in loop, and then so I want to do a sum of numbers actually. So I will say this one 1 2 3 4 5 Okay. So now I want to sum these particular numbers actually. So if I say these particular numbers, so let us sum. So I say sum equal to 0. Instead of echo, what I am doing, sum equal to, so I need to use the expression sum equal to expression dollar sum plus value. So here instead of printing, I am doing all the numbers sum, and I need to print the sum. Sum of numbers is dollars. So that's what I'll be doing. Okay, so now let us check this one. So now we will see the sum of numbers is 81. So that's what we did with the for in loop actually. So this is whatever the for loop, usual for loop we have seen, for in loop we have seen. So now let us check on the while loop actually. So while loop, so I use user bin env and then bash, either way you know. Now for while loop we will do the sum of whatever 1 to 10 we will print actually. So I say num equal to 1. I want to print 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 also. Okay, so while number less than or equal to 10, I want to, maybe I should not duplicate here, so I will say limit equal to 10. Of course this limit in the future, by after the future sessions you can make it command line arguments also. Okay, so now I say limit do, this is the while syntax actually. So I say echo minus n, I need to print the number, so dollar num and a space. So you know that one, if you want to do number space, you can put entire string or number separate and then the space string separate. So either way you can do. So now echo, so this is, it will print 1 to 2, but before that we need to change the file permissions. So now, oh, see, it went to the infinite loop. So why? Because we have not incremented the counter actually. So counter is nothing but num. Okay, so I need to increment the counter. Now, yeah, so it will be, first it will come 1 less than or equal to 10, true, then it is printing 1. Now nowhere we are making it 2 actually. So now that's what it has become into the infinite loop. Now we have added this statement, now it will be 2 less than or equal to 10, which is true, then it will execute like that, and then once it is done, this is nothing but a next set of statements, it will give a echo. So let us test this one. Now you can see whatever 1 to 10. So we will also modify to print uh, mm, like 10 to 1 actually. So I want to print 1, so I don't want to disturb the counter actual limit. So I will just copy this particular limit. Now I say counter less than or equal to we are telling actually. So 1, maybe less than 1, I will say. So less than 1, right, means it will not print 1. So now we need to say less than, maybe less than 0. Okay, so now do, now I need to make same thing, echo dollar n dollar counter. Now I am using like this with string concatenation, and number is not, we should not use number because that I don't want to disturb on that, plus 1 and done echo. This is how it will be printing one, sorry, mm, counter -1 you need to give actually. So 10 less than 1, 10 less than 0, which is false, it will not come actually. So tell 10 greater than 0. So 10 greater than 0, which is true, it will come, and then 10 minus 1 it has to be, not 10 plus 1. So 10 minus 1. So it will be printing 10 9 8 1, whatever the reverse form. So this is the while loop actually. So now let us copy this particular while loop and let us make to the until loop. So this I am just showing the syntax. We'll see little programs once we have done with this. Now I say until number less than or equal to, just you need to say greater than, just this one will be the different. So greater than this one, less than or equal to, because the condition becomes false, becomes true, so I need to just change the condition. So here what it has to happen, number greater than limit. So 1 greater than 10, false actually. So that's what it will keep on doing. When it will become true, 10 greater than 10 also false actually. So 11 greater than 10 will be true. That's what it will be it will be true, it will come out. So once it comes out, actually the value will be 10. If you want to print this particular number, it will be 10 actually. Sorry, it will be 11. You can also print. So number after loop, so which is nothing but it will be 11, then only it will come out actually. So we same thing we will try. Counter after loop. Okay, so here less than equal to also, which is less than like counter is limit is 10, right? 10 less than or equal to 0, true. Okay, 0 equal to 0 also true, then it will be whatever the -1. So now let us check, since we have copied, no need to change the permission. Counter, yeah, so less than, so the counter will be here 11, it will be 0 actually. So less than, right, less than equal to, so like 1 less than equal to, uh, 1 less than equal to will be false actually. So 1 less than equal to false. Okay, 0 less than equal to is also 0 less than or equal to also false actually. Okay, so less than equal to 0 less than or equal to also, why it is yeah, so counter will become 0, 0 less than equal to 0, which is true. 0 less than or equal to is a true actually, so that's what it will come out. So if I make whatever the less than, then it will print whatever the 0 and then -1 actually, so that value. So, but that's what we don't want, this we don't want, so that's what less than equal to. Okay, so this is how you will be printing with all the loops actually. So you are printing with, yeah, so this is the basic syntax what we have seen. So we have seen with whatever the for loops and all, for loop, for in loop, while loop, and then until loop. Okay, then we'll see with certain programs in the next video. So yeah, so we'll see with a couple of programs by taking the like while loop or whatever. So in the next session, the focus will be on the programs. In this session, the focus was only with the syntax actually. Now in the next session, we'll focus on the couple of programs, keeping all these particular loops into consideration. Okay, then see you in the next session. Bye for now.